So the stock market has officially crashed. This has been the worst month for the stock market in 2021. September has been the worst month performing so far in terms of this year. And within this video, I'm going to share with you an updated analysis. Am I planning to rebuy put options on SPY? When am I planning to buy some call options on SPY? When do I think the market is starting to come to a bottom? So guys, before we get into this analysis, for those of you who subscribe to this channel, you are well aware that on September 2nd, the day SPY hit its exact all-time high, I ended up buying some put options. And that analysis and those put options are all explained in my previous videos preparing you guys for this amazing swing trade opportunity. And I clearly stated, I went with the out of money call options that expire, today in terms of September 20th. Go back and watch the series of the stock market crashing. This trade was purely based off a technical pattern that I had saw in the past where SPY hit its all-time high in September 2nd of 2020. And it had a very, very bad month and it downtrended all the way up until September 24th. And the exact high was on September 2nd. And you can see that history has really started to repeat itself. Just look at the price action. This went from $358 all the way down to $321. And then a couple days after that, it even went to $319. Look at the price action now. Same exact pattern, same exact price action, same exact trend, just 100 points higher. 454 all the way down to 428. Congratulations for those of you who are patient and stayed in the put options. If you follow this channel, you are well aware I went with the $448 out of money strike when SPY was trading at $452. So I was about four points out of the money. In terms of my entry, I was in at 271. I did sell my contracts on Friday due to the theta decay and due to the potential risk of a possible spike that could really ruin the contracts because they do expire on the ones that I bought today, right? So I wanted to play it safe. I locked in gains. I was in at 271 and I sold those contracts in the low sixes, making easily over 100% profit return or a little bit over 11, 12K profit. So in terms of that trade, guys, if you were to hold till today, it's absolutely insane. They hit $18 at one point. I sold in the sixes on Friday. I'm just glad though that I was on the right side of the trend and I put myself in an opportunity in a position where I'm not holding and losing money going long, but I'm in a position where I can realistically make like a 3 to 5x return. Like it's absolutely insane, guys. The out of money puts today absolutely printed. If you were to go with ones in like the 430s, those were up easily 400 or 500% today. So in terms of my updated analysis on SPY, let's get into that. And like I said, congrats for those of you who played the puts, because guys, we absolutely nailed that swing trade. Literally bought the contracts, 448 strike, September 20th expiration, and this got annihilated as expected. So in terms of SPY, it looks like the bulls are going to try to come back here into Tuesday as this is uptrending, during extended hours price action right here. So this is going to be your new key level. We're going to call it, let's double check the 5-day chart. Okay, so yeah, your new key level is going to be right here. This is going to be the make it or break it point. We're going to call it $441.40, this previous closing price, right? And you could scale that a little bit to like 442, 443, but basically in between this range. If you see SPY turning this into a resistance level, as in today, as in Tuesday upcoming, right? If you see that turn into a resistance level between Tuesday and Wednesday, I think it's going to be an opportunity to buy some short-term puts. But I will say the bottom is near. The bottom is definitely near. In terms of that pattern, in terms of that trend, history is really repeating itself to a T. So this is kind of what I wanted to show you, right? Because the cool thing about this pattern and the cool thing about this history, this trend that I caught was it got me in literally the exact day that SPY hit its all-time high. So it's not like this magic crystal ball. It's simply studying a trend, catching a pattern, catching a trend, and putting yourself in a situation where if you're right and that history does repeat itself, you're literally going to be in at the best price possible, and your timing is going to be so spot on, right? And when it doesn't work out, you get stopped out. But the beauty of having a strategy that revolves around history repeating itself is you know exactly when to enter, you know exactly where to set your stop loss, you know exactly when to set your price target, and you could put yourself in a situation where a very lucrative opportunity is ahead if that history repeats itself. You know, these are the most lucrative opportunities within the trading market we're aiming for, right? So in terms of this opportunity, you know, if you go back to 2020, SPY topped out on September 2nd. And in terms of its recent all-time high, September 2nd exactly. And if you study the recent price action, check this out. You could see right here, SPY had a massive gap down. Look at this. September 18th was a Friday. Now you go over the weekend on the Monday, look, it has a massive gap down and then it bottoms out and it gaps up the next day. That history is currently repeating itself, right? So I wanted to show you that basically if this were to repeat itself, think of this as like Monday, as in, you know, today. And then Tuesday it gaps up, which it's currently doing. That history is currently repeating itself. And look where it tops out. Look at this double top right at that previous closing price. See this previous closing price? So think of this previous closing price in terms of the 441 level we were talking about. You see that turn into resistance. And then look what happens. Once it hits that previous closing price, it tops out, it double tops, and then SPY hits a new low for the month going to 319. And then that's exactly where it bottoms. So what I'm telling you is, if you see SPY reacting as a resistance level towards that 441, 442 range, this is going to be bearish and this is going to be on track to hit a new monthly low. And then in terms of the bottom, you know, so your opportunity is going to be to buy some short-term, you know, put options if you see that turn to resistance level, and then sell once it retests that double bottom level towards the 430 to 428 level that it bottomed out today. And then the call option opportunity is going to be right around September 24th. That is exactly when SPY bottomed out. And then it ramped right back up to the previous all-time high. And then it crashed again. So guys, this is going to be a phenomenal opportunity. And I'm sticking with this history because it's repeating itself to a T. You know, you don't see many people basing their trades off of history, but I'm telling you, when it works, it's going to hit big, especially when you're trading these option contracts that I'm trading. It hits very, very big. It will recoup all your losses. And if you understand, you know, how to size yourself properly, if you understand how to maintain a high risk return ratio and put yourself in high lucrative opportunities, win rate, you could throw it out the door. Win rate doesn't even matter. But with my strategies, you are well aware the win rate has been 80% this year. So yeah, that's my thoughts on SPY. I'm going to look for bearish confirmations right around here. If I see those bearish confirmations, then I'll look to buy some put options. And then from there, I'll be looking to sell those put options once it retests 430 level. And then from there, if we see some bullish confirmations at around September 24th, you know, towards the end of September, if I see some bullish candlesticks towards that key support level right around here towards, you know, 428 or even the 425 range, then I'm going to be interested in buying call options and riding those up for the rest of the month, you know, into October. Guys, history is repeating itself to a T. Take advantage of these lucrative opportunities. You know, I may have not played SPY 100% correctly in terms of my exit, but in terms of my entry and my timing, very, very spot on. And like I said, I just didn't want to take that weekend risk due to, you know, the theta decay, implied volatility, another potential spike. You know, those contracts, like yeah, they absolutely would have printed, like I would have made easily like an extra 30 to 40K if I were to just hold instead of making like 11 to 12K in terms of, you know, selling on Friday versus selling on today. But you just have to keep in mind that, you know, I bought those contracts right here. And when SPY had this green day right around here, before that, I was up like 100%. And then SPY had this green day, I was actually down. And then I continued to hold on. And then this is where I exited for a little bit over 110% profit return. So it's just, I don't want to take that risk of, you know, just giving back all of that profit. And you just got to keep in mind, like the contract literally expired today. Then you got the theta and the implied volatility in terms of the weekend. So I'm not taking on that extra risk. I'm going to play it safe, and profit is profit, and 100% plus is a killer return. And like I said, I'm glad I put myself in that position where not only am I, you know, most people are just buying and holding through crashes, just buying on the dips, not understanding when to actually buy the dip. They're just, you know, buying blindly into these dips, not understanding which dip to buy. If they studied the past trends, if they studied history, if they studied the key levels, they would know exactly which dip to buy, right? In terms of SPY, that was the first time I bought a put option this year. You know, in 2021, that was the first time I bought a SPY put option. If you were to buy SPY puts any time for the most part within the past year and a half, you would have got absolutely slaughtered. I learned that the hard way in 2020, where I lost, you know, easily over 100K just on SPY puts alone. But I've learned from my mistakes, and I saw the trading opportunity, and it made complete sense, and it profited. And it's absolutely crazy what you can do in options. Because like I said, you know, the 11K profit was great, but if I were to just hold over the weekend, it would have been an extra 40K easily. So yeah, it's just absolutely insane, you know, extra 30 to 40K easily. So it's just absolutely insane what you can do with the power of options and just putting yourself in the right position to bank on those opportunities, right? So that's my plan heading into SPY. If I see key resistance into 441 to 443, I'm going to be buying some put options, then look to sell those puts into the 430s. And just know the bottom is near. And I'm going to be very interested in buying some call options if we see some bullish confirmations on the one-day candle at key support in between 425 to 428 at around September 24th towards end of September. So guys, congratulations for those of you who took advantage of that put opportunity, and the call opportunity is going to be coming soon enough, guys. So I'll see you in the next one.